tonight is not about me. It is about our member Joe and Nadine, who are here to give back and tell about their story and their property. So come on up. There you go. All right.
I noticed when you got up, she clapped for you. This beautiful woman over here in green. So I assume she's not coming up. She threw you to the wolves.
She's got a statement, though.
She's got a statement? A written statement?
Yeah. Is this thing on?
Yes.
Oh, look at this.
Okay. I'm Nadine.
You got to hold it on your chin.
I'm Nadine. I'm Joe's wife. And I am type BBBB plus.
Which means she's over analytical and scared of everything, including her shadow.
And when we started investing, David wanted, or excuse me, Joe, I call him David. His name's Joe David, so if I mix it up. He wanted to get moving on it, and I am looking at retirement, so he wanted to get as much invested before I retired. And so he was spending all this money. And I'm asking him, why are you spending all of our money? Where is this going? And I said, dude, we're going to be eating cat food in our retirement years. You can't be spending all this money. And he would sit down and he would show me the numbers. And he would explain the investment. And he would show me how things would go. And I kind of get off the ledge a little bit. And then the first month's rent came. And the second month's rent came. And the third month's rent came. And we got passive investments. And we were able to, because of our investments, we were able to move to be near our daughter who has some health issues. And we wanted to be close to her. And the lifestyles gave us what we needed to move into that area. And so I'm very grateful about that. And I still climb up on that ledge all the time, but David always talks me down.
I love
Thank
it.
you, love.
Excellent.
Love it. Love it. All right.
Thank you.
So that was beautiful, and you've got that retirement right around the corner, Nadine, which is so exciting. So, so tell us, how did you hear about Lifestyles?
Well, a friend told me about it.
Joe, you got to put that right on your chin.
Yeah, right up
Just
here.
leave it right there on the goatee.
I worked for Sears until they closed down in 2020. So I had to find some other sources of income. So I heard from a friend about Lifestyles. I went online, looked at the website, not knowing anything. I went ahead and joined online, paid $740. And then I went to I didn't go, but I listened to the first introductory meeting, and they were offering it for $249. So they gave
$297 tonight.
Yeah.
$297, and they gave me my money back. So I wanted to go as quickly as possible because I had lost my job and I needed to build cash flow. So I signed up for the first 2 day. Well, it was a 4-part. That same weekend we had a 2-day. So I went to 4-part. I did the 2-day. And since then, and that was in 21, I probably have listened to and attended probably 10 different 2-days. And every time I go to a 2-day, I learn something different. Everybody's got different experiences. The teachers are different. They all have different ideas. And I was anxious. I joined in the latter part of March, came to my first meetings 2 days in the beginning of April. I was under contract by Easter. Closed on my first deal on May the 12th. And that's the case we're presenting tonight.
So he took action. He joined and he took action. He was anxious. You were anxious, but you still got that property under contract within a month.
Less than a month.
Closed on it basically within a month.
Yeah. And as she said, I wanted to build cash flow quickly. So I had a certain amount of money. I wasn't just looking at single families. I was looking at every opportunity. I learned about the multifamily passive, and I ended up getting into 8 deals in the first year.
Fantastic.
Hey.
Yes. 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 Yes.
That answer your question?
That was great.
All right.
All right. So you kind of explained why you joined. You had lost your job and you wanted to. It was important to you to be able to leave something to your family as well. Is that right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. As you see here in the pictures, my son, my daughter, my grandkids, I want to leave them something. And that's what I'm going to do. And I've already started that. And I don't want to worry about tomorrow. I don't want to worry about next week. And I don't want to worry about next year because this is taking care of it.
Awesome. Very good. All right. This clicker does not cooperate. All right. So before and after pictures, beautiful property. How did you find this property?
Actually, around Easter, I was going home. I saw some people with a U-Haul truck in the driveway. I had learned in the 2-day that you take every opportunity. So I stopped and I asked the people if they wanted to sell the property. As a matter of fact, they did. It was a young lady moving her mother from Dallas to Oklahoma. And she didn't want to have to worry about anything. I took everything and did it for her. I even helped her move. I helped her with getting rid of furniture. And as we went through the process, I had help from Carrie because I had already gone and pre-qualified for a purchase. So a lot of information came from Carrie and Capital Concepts, and that's what got me going. So as we went through, we started negotiating, and she started at $220,000, and by the time it was over with and I finished with her, I bought it for $193,000.
Awesome.
A lot of that was because of vendor help. A lot of that was what I learned in the 2-day, and a lot of it was just not being afraid to go forward. You cannot be afraid. You got to move.
And you had your eyes open and ready to find opportunity too, which is a big key because if you want to find a way to talk yourself out of an opportunity, there's 1,000,001 reasons to do that. And Joe and Nadine, they did not, well, Joe anyway, but did not let any of those excuses get in their way of taking that action, which is awesome. So,
As I went through,
was on the
I
right
did the
slide.
first single family, and then I started looking for other single family. At that time, it was hard to buy any property. You know what it was like during the pandemic. So I started concentrating on the multifamily passive deals until I could find another single family deal. I don't know how many trips I took to Houston to go look at properties, how many trips I took to San Antonio, and I got outbid on all of them. Just, I kept at it. You can't stop. She finally put a sign in front of my office, my study, and gave me office hours.
Well, let's talk about the numbers on this
Yeah.
one. Cash out of pocket, $25,000. Right?
you got-
Equity capture, $40,000.
Yep.
That's like 160% capital gain.
And these are the numbers as they were at the time of the purchase.
That's correct.
So your cash out of pocket and $25,000, which you actually did get a little bit back at the refi, if I recall. But $40,000 equity capture, $813 a month cash flow. That's almost a 40% cash on cash return. So
Who wants this deal? Anybody want to buy this deal? Yeah, that's right.
My deal was kind of like his. When I went to the refi and got the appraisal done, it came back at $320,000. I took nothing to refi to close.
yep.
Got money back.
And the beautiful thing about real estate is that appraised value at that time, it doesn't stay right there. It doesn't stop there. It keeps creeping up. So we're going to show the current equity in this property. It's the top property there. Current equity at current market value, $142,000 on a $25,000 investment. So some of that is market appreciation. Some of that is principal pay down. Chris is going to get more into both of those over the weekend. And so fantastic numbers here. Let's touch on that property on that second line there. You want to tell us
Garden Grove number 2.
what's the story on that
Actually,
one?
that was my home. I had it paid off, and then my CPA, Dewey Tax Service, one of our vendors, and AMP Lending at the time for the refi, said I need to get the equity out of that house and use it. So I did that in December of this past year. With that money, I got into 4 more passive deals this year.
Way to
All
go.
right. Awesome.
That's excitement right there.
I like the passive deals. That money just goes into my account. I don't have to do anything. I don't have to worry about a phone call. I don't have to worry about if that next check is going to be for the rent. Is it going to hit the account? I don't do anything for that. As they say, just go to the mailbox, get your check. So I went into 4 more deals with that money.
And then you were able to move into the house to be near your daughter that Nadine mentioned. And you told me something about that total cash flow there and what that's been able to do for you for your current house.
30,000.
Oh, well, that just your single family investments have enabled you basically to
Nadine's retiring.
Yeah.
October 1.
and this pays for your housing and covers basically that living
Everything.
expense.
The house we have now that we just bought into, the whole house payment and the expenses of the house payment are being paid by these properties. I don't pay nothing.
Fantastic.
And then I live, for the passive deals, that's extra money coming in. We had 2 of the passive deals sell this year. I reinvested that money. So there's money coming in all the time. I love it.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Woohoo! All right. And so Lifestyles has definitely changed your life, it sounds like.
Yes.
Get to
Don't worry about tomorrow. Don't worry about next week. And don't worry about next year. It's taken care of.
Yep. And what's next? What's next? What are your short-term goals, long-term goals? What do you have planned for the future?
Keep building equity. Keep building income. Leave something for my grandkids and my kids. That's hard to do these days, but that's my goal. And we like to travel. We've been to Paris. We've been to Spain. We've been to England. It's fun. Wouldn't be able to do it if it wasn't for this.
Awesome. And you did mention some of the people on your team in the course of this story here, but got a full slide here of all of our vendors that you used and that helped you along the way. If you want to give any special shout outs there, but definitely did the right thing by not doing it all yourself. For
My
sure.
hard money lender was Capital Concepts. My inspection team was Greenworks. Brooks Plumbing came in and did my sewer search. They checked out all the sewer system for me. Texas Independent is my insurance agent. Used to be CNC. Teresa. McCall Management. They put the first renter into the property. All my numbers I worked up were based on a $2,000 estimate of what I was going to receive in rent. When I finished with this house, it brought in $2,450. It was that nice a deal.
Yeah.
And now I've also upped the rent on it.
And you told me something else about one of the Livingston properties. You just recently signed a new lease. You bought this one last year.
Yeah.
What?
Can you go back?
Yeah. Yeah, the
I looked at
goldenrod,
Old
right?
property is a new construction property I bought in February of 22. It's already gone a full year, and the people are still there. I'm making $1,000 a month clear on it. The goldenrod property, bought that one in May of last year, and it was a little difficult in times as far as rental goes in that area. So I had to take the price down, and I was getting about $300 clear a month. And the man contacted me about 30 days ago and says, I want to stay. I'm building a business in this area. I want to guarantee I'm going to be able to stay in this house. And I said, sure, that's not a problem, but I intend to go up on the rent. And he says, well, how much? I said, I'll tell you what, you go up and you look at Zillow and you look at different places and see what the rent is bringing. And that's what we'll go for. I upped the rent $300.
Per month.
He signed the lease. I just got the lease back this week. Starting January 1, he goes to $1,800 a month, and my house payment is like $1,100.
Very good.
Excellent job.
Yep. All right. Awesome.
I'm having fun.
Yeah. You're doing great. Any words of wisdom for the new people here? Any advice?
No, the thing with me was being scared, but I was also anxious. I was very anxious. You can see how anxious I was, and I worked hard at it. You can't wait. You got to move on it. To me, it's like I told them, it's like the kid goes on the diving board for the first time to go off that diving board. You know how scared you are. You don't want to jump off that diving board, but there's somebody down there waiting on you to help you. That's what lifestyle did for me. I took the plunge. After that, it became so easy, so easy. I just kept going off the diving board. And that's what you need to do. Don't wait. Time is money.
Awesome. Any questions out in the crowd or online?
You always have questions.
Leo, go ahead. Ask your question.
Now, this is in Livingston, Texas. Is that by the lakes?
Lake Livingston.
Now, do you have a hard time finding a rehabber down there? They get somebody from Houston, or what do you do?
So the question is, did you have a hard time finding a general contractor down in that area?
And we know Leo wasn't paying attention because he told us it was a new build.
I got you.
I'll be honest with you, Leo. Here's what I did. When I bought the 406 property, that was in February. I had a renter in there on March 1. But in that time frame, I brought a contractor from Dallas to that area. I redid the whole interior, even though it was new. I put all new ceiling fans. I put under counter lighting. I put mirror surround around the mirrors. I did a lot of things to improve the property, even though it was brand new. But I brought my own man to do it.
Awesome.
And he slept there in the house.
Wow, that's awesome.
It was good for me.
All right.
Good plan.
On the Goldenrod property, I did the same thing. Took the man over there. He slept there. It was 4th of July weekend. He enjoyed the fireworks on the lakes. He went fishing. I got that house looking brand new.
Man, you treat people right.
How do they say it?
Best product, best price?
You have to have the property the way you want it,
Oh,
Yeah.
the way
Yeah.
you would want to live in it. I've been to many apartment complexes that people have done these multifamily road trips, and I look at those apartments and I say, this is the way I want to live. So I do all my houses, same colors, same designs. She came up with the designs, so every house is the same. It makes it so much easier.
You're a superstar, my book.
Ah, thank you.
Awesome.
all right.
We got
We
another
got
question
one
over
more
here for you?
question here, and then we've got one online as well. So
Oh, we're getting him a mic. All right.
What kind of neighborhoods do you look for?
I look for houses in the 80s, 90s, or 2000s, or brand new construction. I don't want trouble. I don't want problems, and I want good renters. So I'm not, no offense, I don't go after the 50s and 60 models with large rehabs. It's one of the reasons I went with new construction. There was very little I wanted to do, and I didn't have to worry about it for several years. And it's building equity as we speak. You can see the amount of equity on the new construction that we have here. That's what I do. I want good houses. And I want to make at least $500 a month when I sign the deal. That's kind of hard to do right now, so I'll go 300.
that's still
Excellent
still a good raise to give yourself. All right. What do we have online?
So we have two questions online. The first one's from Sam, and it says, if you could do it all over again, what would you do first? Joe.
What would I do first? Between what?
I guess between these
Passive deal
properties?
versus multifamily, or what? What are they asking?
I don't know, but I'm guessing they're just talking between these properties that you did, these 4 that you bought.
Well, actually, it was the first one available, as fast as I could do it, as quickly as I could do it, and with the least amount of problems, and I got myself committed to it. Just knowing, yeah, I'd do this house over again first thing, because I learned a lot from it. I built confidence from it. I said, I can do this. The next one came so much easier. All the properties I went and looked at became so much easier. I knew what I was looking for. A lot of experience.
The first one's always the hardest, and so you
Yes, it
took
is.
action really fast. I think that was the right thing to do, and keep that mic up. And one more
Last
online.
question.
They had a follow-up question, which was on the first property that you purchased, what was the initial capital that you had to contribute to make that purchase?
The initial capital.
Yeah,
On
your
the
cash
first
out of
one?
pocket.
Cash
It
out of
showed
pocket.
25,000, right?
Well, actually, the cash out of pocket was 27,000, and I got 2,000 back on the refi, so it's 25,000 out of pocket, which I expected to really.
Was that a hard money deal?
That was a hard money deal.
So for the new folks in the room, you don't know what that term means. It's a construction loan. I go into super deep detail on the weekend during the 2-day seminar. So if you're available, come this weekend. I'll explain it to you. It'll make perfect sense. Okay, that's what keeps our costs out of pocket low.
Yeah, putting 25,000 in versus 45 or 50,000 is a lot easier, and everybody's there to help you.
Yeah, very good.
Awesome.
Well, excellent job. I love to see what you've accomplished. Thank you so much. Everybody give him a hand.
Give him a hand.